What's up, guys? Nightingale here. Welcome back to another update notice video. Today we're going to be covering August 3rd's update notice. Where's the year gone? I'm really concerned that it's August already. I feel like I'm still in March. My brain doesn't even know what day it is, and that's kind of scary. Time's flying by, and I didn't it's like August. All right. Before we get started actually with the update notice, we need to cover two things that the community has been quite, vocal about. Some of you need to go to the store and find some Tampax or a Snicker, because I swear y'all are a bunch of girls. All right. So we got an announcement Monday morning that Epic 7 and the Guilty Gear collab will be running soon, so congratulations! Guilty Gear is coming back again! Hooray! It'll be here from the 10th through the 24th of August. But wait, there's more! ReZero is coming to Epic 7 from the 17th to the 31st! But that means they're overlapping. Yes. Now, here is what some of you, especially newer players, are extremely butthurt about. I want to collect them all. Shut up. You don't get to. But what if they don't return? Okay, I'm sick and tired of this statement, and I want you guys to put a cork in it at this point. Guilty Gear has been rerun 5 times. It's coming back. It's going to keep coming back. It's a horrible collab, but it's going to keep coming back. ReZero, this is the third time it's been run? Third time it's been run? No, it is the third time it's been run. I pulled Ram and Amelia on its second banner. That's how valuable they really were. I didn't pull them the first time they came around. So, you guys need to calm down. Let me just go ahead and put this out here, and I don't care your opinion. These units are not that good, okay? Chill out. Some of you are gonna go, but I need Biken for Banshee one-shot. No, you don't. Go summon up Euphine if you don't have her. If you do have her, build Euphine instead. Euphine works in more one-shot hunts than Biken. Biken only works in Banshee 13. If you want to use her for PvP, good luck. It's harder to use, but she can be done. Dizzy, she's the Abyss Queen. You don't really need Dizzy. She's been power crapped. You can use many other things at this point to do Dizzy's job. Elfelt, she's a great opener, sleeps and defense breaks. Ran exists, doesn't sleep, and he can, just Ran. He's faster, significantly faster than Elfelt, but it's an option. So is Peyra. She's power crapped. Yes, she does certain things that she has an advantage of. She has the advantage of being able to use her artifact miscon file. But as somebody who has miscon file, it sucks unless it's plus 30. Jacko, arguably probably the better of them, but still nothing you absolutely need. If you don't have the gear to build her, you don't need to be pulling her, because she's not good without the gear that to back her up. And also really the team to back her up. So, yeah, waifus and all that crap, but get out of here. You just had 2 limited units back to back, and now you're about to have 4 more being sent your way. Now, the saving grace of this is probably, I hope, this is going to be a multi-banner where everything's just thrown into one and you get to pull for Jacko, Elfelt, Biken, and Dizzy. Soul is the free character, so for those of you who've been around, we're getting to fodder another Soul. And the other thing to point out here is Portrait of Savior may or may not be farmable to an extent. I believe last time it was a nerfed event, and it was really annoying. Yeah, I'll come back to this in just a second. Next up, ReZero. Amelia and Rim. Rim is arguably horrible. She's trash. She's garbage. I will be the first one to say this, and I've been saying this since the day she was released. I've been saying she's garbage. People swear up and down, oh, she's so OP. She's only OP if something dies first, and it's under your control and not her. Her kit is horrible for what she is supposed to be doing. Now, what about using her for the Wyvern 2-shot thing? Why do you want to pull a limited unit for a Wyvern 2-shot? You can do that with all units in the game that are normal to get. You just got to put some gear on them. The only unit arguably you have to wait for is Sinful Angelica. And you're not doing any Wyvern 1-shot without Sinful Angelica to begin with. Everything else is in the game. Sigrid, Karan, and Clarissa. That's it. There you go. They're all right there. You don't need SSB. Screw SSB. She's not needed for this anymore. Clarissa is actually better for it in the long term. So you don't need Rim for a Wyvern 1-shot. So don't go down that road. Amelia arguably is the better of the two. She's the only one who has a CR push with an attack buff. She's basically Deanne's stats, but without Deanne's capabilities. I would much prefer Deanne any day over Amelia, unless I just have to CR push something up. I use her significantly less than Deanne. Her artifact is unique, but every time I go to use it, I'd much rather just use something else. Every time I have tried to use her specific healing artifact, I don't like it. I'd rather have, Proof of Valor on that said unit. I'd rather have Water's Origin on that unit. I'd rather have Shamadra's Staff. Whatever it is, the Soul Weaver that I'm chucking it on. I don't like her artifact personally. I know some people love it for non-healing Soul Weavers, but I'd rather put something else on it depending on what that unit is. All right, so now talking about them in the aspects of just general use, you don't need these units either. Now, the difference here with this collab is this is a 2-week collab. This one is a short, horrible story. They're going to come in, you're going to have dinner with them, and then they're going to leave. That's it. It was a rush collab. This was a collab that this was the big long-term collab that they had hyped up for so long. They stalled for I think like 6 months. And then they finally released it and it was 2 weeks long. We thought something was very suspicious about that. It was actually them working on Slime, and this was what they threw in the middle to hold us over. Because Slime released with 3-week collab. A full-length collab. Guilty Gear is actually quite a horrible collab. It is 3 weeks long for nothing. It's just Farm Portrait of Savior. There's no story, there's no nothing. It's just an event stage of beating up Soul. That's it. To those of you who are out there crying about it's so much stuff to do, you need to realize what it is. It's a whole lot of nothing. That's all this is. It's just a bunch of units being released at once. And none of them you need at all. They're all power crept. They're all collectors only at that point. You don't need them. You actually have something more important to be pulling if you don't have it right now. Yeah. You still have a little bit of time. Lethe is a better unit than any of these units are right now. Then, when we get to today's notice, there's somebody else you should be pulling besides these units. Now, that's if you have any Skystones left or any Covenant bookmarks left, because you just went back-to-back on going for Luluka and Levy. Neither of them you had to pull for. Some of you went super deep for Luluka. That's your fault. She wasn't that great. She's better than some, but she wasn't worth triple S-ing just for the sake of that stage. You should have stuck it to him and just said, screw it. I regret pulling her. She's trash to me. I won't ever use her. But unfortunately, I have her because I was going to try the stage thing. It wasn't worth the attention. Now, let's move into today's update content, and if anybody has any questions later, we'll answer them about the collab at the end. But I wanted to go ahead and get that out there because I know a lot of you are upset. Some of you are butthurt. Like I said, go grab a Snickers and chill out. It's okay. They're going to keep rerunning these things. You can catch them later. Whether that's when you are playing or not, that's on you. But you don't need them right now, and especially with what potentially could be coming down the road soon. Now, for today's update notice, the hero balance and adjustments. If you want to watch and hear my opinion on this, go watch the update balance video that is below this one. I believe it was the last video I posted because I skipped last week's balance notice because it was like 4 minutes long. I wasn't going to release a 4-minute video on nothing. I can't do it. Basically, in short, Ruel gets a useless buff that should never have been there. Lionheart Sirmia does not need a buff. I do not care who in the heck simps her? I'm not going to name your name, but you know who you are, and I know who you are, and I've already made fun of you before. You do not need to be simping this. This is not needed for the game at all whatsoever. Screw that. There are arguably 15 units that need a buff more, according to the community, than Lionheart Sirmia. Lionheart Sirmia is one of the highest rated units in the game, and she's getting a buff. She doesn't need it. This is just called, we're trying to steer what we want to do. We don't care about the community. Haste is getting another buff to attempt to bring him to a PvP unit. You know, there's just certain things that just you kind of need to leave alone and just let it be a PvE unit and let it be at that. He was a decent fire thief, but people keep trying to force it through. They, you know, I don't know who it is, but somebody there in the balance team is trying to make Haste a usable force. Maybe it's just he's got a crap Astro sign and you keep trying to force something else through. Maybe it's his kit's just really not good and you just kind of need to re-overhaul it if that's what you're really trying to do, which is kind of what they're doing. But there's probably a bunch of other things. Like, there's just other units out there that are more threatening than Haste and that shut him down or power creep him. Just leave him be. Let him rot for a while. Instead of, what is this, the third time within a year we've seen him buffed? Stop wasting buff balance patches on Haste. It's obviously not working. Give it some time or go look at what your real issue is. Other ice units or other fire units or, let's say, other light darks that are shutting him down. Something out there shutting him down. You might want to go look at the real issue. It may not be Haste. Leave him be as a PvE unit. Tenebria, she's a PvE unit that they're trying to force into PvP again. And there's no reason for this, but okay, cool. They're adding some stuff to her and trying to bring Fire Tenebria to the meta. Mort arguably does not need this buff. Honestly, it's a nerf in the grand scheme of things, but it's a buff. Yeah, cool. I like the fact that it's going to be a 100% chance, but here's the issue of that. You're losing his healing ability at the cost of this happening more. While they're shortening the cooldown, they're reducing the healing. The healing was the issue, or the part of that actually was good, is that he could heal up a decent bit off of this. While not a ton, it still was healing up. So you're kind of screwing over the one thing he had going for him, which was his S3. You're not going to cycle this off enough to make a difference in one turn of him getting to use this or not. It's either he's gonna die or he was gonna live. Shortening this one down and reducing his healing wasn't the game changer. Him healing up was the game changer. So that's pretty much a nerf for Mort in that aspect. Silk didn't... There's no way you're gonna make this unit work, no matter what, but they're trying to push her through for whatever reason. Good luck, Silk. Suthan was the Dark Mage. Doesn't even have a specialty change. Probably is about to get one because he's getting buffed. Normally, that's a pretty good hint who's getting a specialty change soon. They're probably going to try to push this dweeb through at some point and as a specialty change in the near future because we haven't had one in a bit. Artifact balance adjustments. Now, I think this is pretty cool. Rise of a Monarch is getting the defense to all eyes by 10%. That's pretty neat. Nothing else changes about the artifact. Dux Noxus is increasing attack by 6 to 12%, but it's also, they're reducing the time it stacks to get up. I mean, it's a ranger artifact. I don't use damage rangers, so I could care less. Some people like this, some people think, whatever, doesn't really matter. Steadfast Gatekeeper got a full overhaul. Defense to all allies, basically PvE artifact. I highly doubt any of you really use this thing that often. There are better out there, or other artifacts for options. But you'll be able to recall it regardless if you did have it leveled up. And then the changes to the exclusive equipments, what they'll be doing with that. So we're just going to skip over that. Next up is the new hero. So, new 5-star. Landy. Navy Captain. All right, so she is, this is so weird. She is a light knight and a Leo at that. All right, so that automatically puts her in the garbage can. Do you want to know why? Leo and knight. I'm going to give you a second to think on this for a minute. Who else is a Leo knight? Charlotte. Fire. Yeah. Arguably a very hard unit to build. But let's get, I'll hold off on that part. We'll come back to that. All right, so we're going to skip over the text because it basically reads what we're about to read. Let's start first with her S3. Mobilize the warship. After awakening, increases attack of the caster for 3 turns. Attacks all enemies with a warship, stunning for 1 turn. Penetrates the target's defense by, you guessed it, 60%. All right, add that to your bingo card. So here's a new unit that has penetrate defense. We just had another one that penetrates all defense, and now here's another one that penetrates 60% defense. I wonder what they're after. Getting rid of your defense. Ruler of the Sea, immune to debuffs, which prevent movement and increases critical hit resistance by 50% at the start of the battle. Increases critical hit resistance of all allies for 2 turns. After attacking, increases the attack of the caster by 10%. This effect can stack up to 5 times. Sounds very reminiscent to Landy's original passive, minus the control and the crit resist. Precision targeting attacks the enemy with gunfire and increases combat readiness of the caster by 20%. After attacking, has a 40% chance to activate salvo fire as an extra attack. Salvo fire attacks all enemies by firing off artillery and recovers health of the caster. Amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's attack. Okay. So, I've seen your degenerate videos. I've listened to you guys simp the crap out of this already. Y'all are stupid. This unit sucks. Hands down. Okay, let's put this in perspective for you. Okay? Here's how we're going to tie this together. Here is Conqueror Lilius. This is where y'all praise, stand, worship, whatever you want to call it. All right? She's here. Here's Landy. All right? There's Rorana and ML Ken. They're off the screen. Now, is she... Technically, yes, she's better, but she's still not as good as that. All right? In terms of value. Now, let's go in a little bit... let's go in a little bit deeper and talk about this unit. So, the critical hit resistance. Cool, great, whatever. ML Bologna shuts her down. Fire Charlotte shuts her down. Guess who's getting a massive buff this patch? ML Ken is getting a massive buff this patch. Landy is coming out. Archdemon Shadow. Levy. Any ignore FRS burns are gonna screw this over. So I don't know what you're hyped about for this unit. She sucks. Now, why I say she sucks in this aspect is, remember me saying Fire Leo? Or, she is a Knight Leo? And that equals to Fire Charlotte. Fire Charlotte has one thing going for her. So, let's take this into account. Fire Charlotte has one little subtext in her kit. It will always result in a critical hit. Which means you now have to skip, when building her gear, all crit chance. 100% of it out the window. You don't have to put a single roll of crit on there. And people are still telling you it's too hard to build Fire Charlotte and get all the proper stats on her. Now, sure, you may be able to build her and get her to do the damage, but she might be lacking in the bulk aspect. Or you get the bulk, but she might be lacking in the damage aspect a little bit. It's really hard to balance her kit out. Some of you get lucky and get it all right. Now, here's where things are just people are missing. She now needs crit chance. There is nothing in here saying she will, hit will always result in a critical hit chance. So now you've got to come up with the 100% crit chance on her. Oh, but this is what's so beautiful about that. ML Ken, guess who loves getting crit? Guess who's going to eat right through this? ML Ken. It's going to be great. Your Ken just got buffed, theoretically, because of this. Sure, she's gonna pin the defense, but ML Ken's gonna, a well-built ML Ken will come back and Hakai this thing. It'll be great because she's gonna have no HP and no defense to live because you're gonna have to put it into attack, speed, or well, at that point, you'll be putting it into attack, you'll be putting it into crit chance, you'll be putting it into crit damage. She's gonna be so spread all over the place in stats, you're not gonna be able to get her built properly one way or the other. You're either going to go for just the critical chance, she's going to be super bulky but do absolutely no damage. They'll just beat her down before she can really ramp up to do her damage because she's going to be too slow. Or you get her to do the damage, but she's going to be paper thin. There's nothing about this unit right now that screams she's great. The only people it really messes over are cleavers because anti-crit. If they don't crit, they're screwed. But for people who tank up and can take, a turn without losing their anti-crit or dealing with the anti-crit crap, aren't going to care. Or they're just going to draft something like one of these units. Like I said, ML Bologna will eat right through this thing. Fire Charlotte will eat right through this thing. ML Ken, Archdemon Shadow, shut her passive off, it's over with. And it's, guess what? It's ignore FRES. So just ding and goodbye passive, and Landy's gone. There's nothing good about this unit. Sorry. I'm tired of you guys trying to overhype some of these units. I would love to be able to say Landy's amazing and OP, but no, this is going to get buffed and it will become disgusting. But don't waste your mystics on it. There's going to be something bigger and nastier hopefully coming, unless this is the year of the dud, because pretty much everything they've released this year outside of the Cleave ML5s have been duds. So let's continue on. Arguably the best part of the update, I hate to say it, the Book of Memories. The Order of the Sword and the Lord of the Summer update. Now, why is this good? This is what needed to happen the year this ended. The first year this released, it needed to immediately go to the Book of Memories. No, it took 2 years for this crap to go to the Book of Memories. But alas, the new player can now get Summer Alexa easily. So for those brand new players, here we go. This is great. You come in, you get your first side story. It's this. Now, unfortunately, the artifact's garbage, but at least you'll be able to get access to Alexa and get her specialty change, which now makes her a lot better for Wyvern to get you guys started. But there's other units, and I mean, at this point, you're given Sigrid, Furious, Angelica, and all you needed to get is Clarissa. This can fill you until Clarissa. And it's great. So that'll now be available. You'll need to clear episode 2, 1010, and then you'll need a milestone. It costs 900 Sky Stones. It's the rewards. It's got a cool background. The gear in it's kind of crap, but it'll help get you started. Think of this as starter gear. It'll help get you going. The artifact is garbage, but it's okay. But it's the fixed damage part that's bad. You could throw it on somebody, but chances are Daydream Jokers are going to do you better as a new player anyway. You'll be able to get some stuff for your profile card. And alas, here we go. Hey, remember what I just told you about? That you need to skip all of the collab stuff because there's a better unit that's going to be released? That's right, this week, 8.3 to 8.17, Landy and her horrible artifact is going to be run this week. So, yeah, if you don't have Landy and you're stupid enough to pass her up for a collab unit, quit the game. Delete it, uninstall, stop right there. This unit is significantly better by 1,000-fold than any of the collab units. Yes, I said it. So, get your Landy and screw the collab. Not a single new player needs to pull on the collab on a single collab banner if they do not have Landy. Okay? Wonderful unit. It's going to do wonders for you in PvE. Will do wonders for you in PvP. Seriously. Skip the collab for Landy. Next up is this week will also be Basar and Abyssal's Crown. So skip this unit. You don't really need it, by the way. Other improvements, adjustments, 8 SD Hero. Summer Concept will be added to profile. Tarot K, 3-star Phyllis, Dagger Sakar. They're adding 36 new heroes to the World Draft Arena. There you go. There they all are. If you really care, there's going to be more added to it. Region rewards claim. There was some. Well, I thought I saw something else in here. Your Epic 7 Spotify is getting a few new songs for those of you who actually care. Other improvements and adjustments. Intermittent issue with the 5-star artifact was not displayed. That wasn't it. Daily Summon Pack 2, Japan server, and that's really it. So, yeah. Just chill on needing to summon. I'm telling you right now, this is a ramp up for the anniversary, for Epic 7. And it's at the end of August. After that, there's a good chance that they're going to drop a custom group summon somewhere between now and the end of the year. After August, there will be a custom group summon, arguably better to invest into than the collab units. At that point, collect a few things you're missing that are good. Don't waste it. If you don't have Biken, go ahead and kick off a side story for Euphine and summon up Euphine and pull one of her, and you'll be good. Work on getting your rage set and a +30 Hellcutter, and you'll thank me later. She can one-shot everything but Wyvern. Biking can only one-shot Banshee. Put that in perspective. We'll be covering the collab stuff more in depth as it comes around, but don't pull on it. Don't waste your resources on it. I know some of you will. Some of you brand new players are going to be like, "Oh, I need this because I saw that such and such YouTuber who had 30,000 views on his video telling me to pull for that video is going to do it." You're going to follow that guide. That's great, and I'm sorry for you that you found this video after you wasted your resources. But you live and learn. It's part of the growing experience. If you even have the resources after Levy and after Luluka. Now, thankfully for me, I've still got a whole pity left to go. I've got 40,000 Skystones. I'm sitting pretty nice. I even triple S Levy and still have stuff to go. But I'm skipping pretty much everything now till something actually cool shows up that works. It's not garbage and just the flavor of the month that will fade away in a week. That. So, YouTube, if you have any questions, you know where to ask. Twitch, I'll give you guys a minute to ask any questions. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll wrap this up and send YouTube on their way. But yeah, it's an interesting time here in Epic 7. This is literally the worst balance patch we've gotten all year. Going into one of the weirdest decisions they've ever done in terms of collabs. Right behind the worst side story concept they've ever introduced. I feel like they're trying to kill their game. But that's just me. It's like they're intentionally trying to shoot it in the foot to just get people upset and yeah. So yeah. No changes on ML Landy. No, she's still the same. Trash, garbage. We literally covered that. As far as the opinion on the limited banners, I will cover that as soon as I get off the video. I'm not going to give YouTube that same rant again. So, YouTube, you know where to find me in the comments below. Hit me up. I'll do the best I can to come answer your questions. So that's going to take care of it for today. You guys enjoy the week with your new balance patch, and we'll see you guys in the next one.